Boy, Deontae Lawson came out swinging today, did he not? Well, really, he came out defending his team. As last week or 2 weeks ago, Tommy Castellanos to On 3 basically had some very undesirable comments to the University of Alabama. And Deontae Lawson came out today and said, with all due disrespect, or all the disrespect, will be addressed accordingly. Do you like the way that Deontae Lawson addressed the comments of Thomas Castellanos?
So I was listening to this morning when the interview was live, so I got to hear the way that he was answering this, and I think Lawson did a really good job of just kind of like not stirring it up, but still very confidently and then dismissively responding to it. We talked a lot on last show on Monday about the Pavia stuff and creating bulletin board material. When Castellanos came out and called his shot against Alabama, we talked about bulletin board material. And there were plenty of people who tried to chime in and tell us to stop taking it so seriously. We don't know what we're talking about. Those people haven't played a damn down of football in their lives. They don't understand how you respond when there are public statements like this. Teams get pissed off. Real good football teams get pissed off. Again, if you've been in a locker room, you know what these things are like. Lawson, in this situation, could not have answered this better. I love this comment by him because he's not getting emotional. He's not getting reactionary. He's not saying anything crazy. He's not saying we're going to smoke Florida State. That didn't come out of his mouth. He just said that we will address it accordingly. That is a leader right there, and that also tells me they're pissed off. I'm telling you right now, they're going to be pissed off at Vandy too if that's how they're talking about Florida State.
Remember 2 weeks ago when we talked about giving teams unwanted bulletin board material?
Mm-hmm.
Castellanos is in trouble. He's in trouble. You listen, you can, I don't want to say take jabs at a team. You could have ended the comment. And listen, I think as Pete Nakos' career goes on, he won't take every single soundbite that you get from a juiced up player. Joe, you know better than most. There are things on this little thing right here from players that we have NIL deals with that will never see the light of day, ever. You got to protect kids too. I think that there's a level of the Castellanos comment should have not been out there. That's number one. Number two, I also believe that if the comment would have ended at specifically of him saying, I'm really excited to play Alabama. If you remember the second sentence, he said, Alabama has been the standard of college football. Why wouldn't I want to play the University of Alabama? Insinuating that competitors always want to play the best, because of course they do. Of course they do. It's the last comment that got him in trouble. Yeah. And I think that it is not necessarily, it is your and my job to make content, but sometimes there's got to be protection. This is, if these kids weren't fired up at Alabama before, they sure as hell are going to be up now. And listen, I love that him saying that all disrespect is going to be addressed at a certain time. That's all he needs to say. Yeah. All he needs to say. We're going to take it to your ass, and you better be ready. A team that went 2-10 has no business talking shit. That's the bottom line. And it goes back to we're talking about SEC Media Days in Alabama. I got to be honest with you. That falls on the culture of Mike Norvell too. Brother, you went 2-10. Brother, you're going to be battling to get to 6-6 if you ain't careful. You're on borderline on getting your ass fired, and you're starting quarterbacks taking jabs on, let's call it what it is, on the team Nick Saban or post-Nick Saban is the face of college football. They are. I mean, they've won more national championships than anybody. What are you doing? I love the Deontae Lawson bit, but the thing that got me really kind of like, oh, shit, was in his comment before. He says, with all the disrespect shown to us, he goes, oh, well, it certainly ignited a fire under us.
Yes, it definitely ignites us a little bit is what he said, which is But he did a really good job of like kind of like weaving like we're paying attention to this, but it's not everything that we're focused on. We're not letting us distract us with like blind fury that we're just charging downhill. We're approaching this accordingly. Honestly, and people can tell me I'm reading into this too much, Blake, but I think that this really speaks to the culture that Kalen DeBoer has. It's hard to get a glimpse into what the leaders of a program are saying and doing and knowing how the locker room is responding to what the coaches are trying to instill on their players. We saw a team that went 2-10 last year. You got a guy coming into the transfer portal doing an interview with Pete Nakos, talking all this crazy stuff, saying how they're going to beat Alabama. That means that you do not have the same page. You are not on the same page with the most important players on your roster, your expected starting quarterback. The Alabama situation here, DeBoer, the whole defensive staff, the offensive staff, they're on the same page, knowing that, like, hey, they're going to ask you about this. You can respond, but be a leader. Go out there and say, like, hey, look, we're paying attention to this, but it's not taken away from our preparation. We're not talking. This isn't talking for us. We're out there to play ball, but we're going to handle it.
Joe, I got to be real with you. Deontae Lawson, 6'2", 235 pounds, and the way that he runs, I don't really think that that's the man that I want to talk shit to.
Dude, I can't wait till ACC Media Days, by the way. I can't. I think they're next week. Let me double check that.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the Big Ten and the ACC are next week.